Shriver from the USA, Mahmoud from Egypt, Senakova from Slovakia. So we see the start list there. Mao from Nauru, Dilara Narin from Turkey, and another Korean lifter. Quite a big contingency of Korean lifters here at these Junior World Championships, and a number of them women. Joining me in the commentary here is Simon Kent. Simon, last session for the day, more medals on the line. Who do we keep an eye on here?
Yeah, well, I'll try my best to hide my slight bias for this session, Tim, but obviously New Zealand athlete Kana Andrews-Nahu is one that I'm personally hoping can perform at her best, and maybe just slide into a medal contention at some stage.
You're going to have to give us a bit of background on her. Where's she positioned here? You must know her intimately as a lifter.
Well, look, Kana's been around for quite a while, even though she's still only 18 years of age. Started when she was 12, 13. Trains with Richard Patterson, former Commonwealth Games gold medalist, in the functional strength gym on the North Shore of Auckland. And look, she's just had this nice steady rise. She's almost what we're calling a CrossFit kid. Mum started CrossFitting. Young Kana went along with her as a little one, and slowly found weightlifting, and she's just continued to progress. I mean, I think over the course of her youth and
I would say Kana being introduced.
The course of her youth and junior career, she's broken upward of 130 national records. So domestically has performed very well. Came 4th at the Youth Olympics last year. So is someone that we're really working to build her profile, build her experience. This is her first Junior World Championships, even though she's been to Youth Championships, but this is the first time in a Junior. Yeah, Arafura Games, just at the end of April there, she took out the Senior medal there. In what was a tough performance, but it was, in reflection, a good one for her. She didn't have Richie there. I actually looked after her on the day, and you know, the plan didn't go according to plan, but she found a way, and it was a really good sign from a young athlete that when things don't quite pan out, you've still got the character and the determination to find a way. So she's coming off the back of a strong North Island Championships back home just 3 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago actually. So yeah, just looking for a little bit more progress, a little bit more international.
She's just 16, isn't she?
Yeah, just 16.
Just turned 16 in February.
That's right. So we'll watch her take her first 3 snatches. And probably the same. Oh no, and then the girl from Mongolia is not here. So then we'll be into the rest of the group.
So 65 kilos.
Yeah.
Yep, very smooth there from Mao from Nauru. Gets us underway. Would that the entire competition could go that swiftly. That would be very efficient lifting.
Yeah, I don't think. But we had I think you used the term, we had a car crash for the last session. And certainly a lot of the lifters falling. Oh, look, Taipei's pulled out.
Okay, so we've already got an early casualty. So we're actually down to 7 lifters. It's the second athlete to withdraw from this. We had an original start list of 9, but Gombasurin from Mongolia withdrew. See if we can hear what the announcer was saying about any reason for that, other than the fact that she won't be participating. No?
Well, it was interesting. Richard also said that she only won't, at this stage, she's only withdrawn from the snatch portion. So we could still see her in the clean and jerk, apparently.
Oh, well, that'd be interesting. Maybe could be injury related, or she's not feeling prepared for the snatch. So we'll just wait and see how that all unfolds. So that means there's only 7 women fighting for the 3 medals here in the snatch. Remember, World Championship events, we have medals awarded in the snatch, the clean and jerk, and in the total. It's the category. About to see the girl from Nauru, Mao, 16-year-old. She has a bit of international experience behind her. She made a trip to Darwin for the Arafura Games. Lifted in the 71 kilo category there. And 70 kilos was her best lift at the Arafura Games, so she's nailed that early.
Yeah, well, Nauru, for a very small little island nation in the Pacific, have quite a recent history of weightlifting, especially in our region, with some prominent lifters, one being Marcus Stephen, a Commonwealth Games gold medalist, Yokiel Peters, Ite De Tanamo, have been quite prominent over the years. So they've got a young team here and hopefully carrying on that tradition.
And in the absence of any local supporters, the Nauruans and the Samoans have actually drawn quite a bit of crowd attention when we've had the school kids from the local Suva schools in for the morning sessions.
Yeah, it's been fantastic to see those students get in behind their island brothers and sisters.
And as we thought from the start totals, Tequila Mao is going to see us out with 3 consecutive lifts. So she'll just use her full 2 minutes up on this clock, I think, and then she'll be done and dusted for the snatch.
She will, and then at this stage, Shriver from the USA, although if they follow their trend, she'll go up.
Yeah, well, mostly apart from young Thornton, who we can see sitting down in front of us here, watching the other girls. She's one of the few Americans to actually start on the weight that she declared. She started at 98 kilos in the clean and jerk, I think. There you go. So continuing that trend with the women going clear early in the snatch.
So we'll get to see here.
So we have got Shriver listed. She looked nice and compact.
Yeah, it looked very good. So, you know, again, hopefully she just continues over the next couple of years to progress. Here we go. She is coming out, Shriver. Oh, but she's moved to 87.
Okay. Pops the earphones out. Very popular with the American athletes in particular. She's gone the wireless version. See her working on her breathing there, getting into the zone. Usual preparation.
I think she's very nervous. I mean, I haven't seen that lift before at all, but certainly a lot going on, as you say. Unusual, but for me, very busy.
Slovakia. This will be her first attempt in the snatch. She'll be followed by Shriver at the same weight.
And just that left side, you can see, was out in front.
Should be well within the 87 kilos. She first placed in the 75 kilo class at the Pan American Youth Championships last year with a snatch of 93 kilos. So, you know, it's well within her range, that 87. As you say, a bit nervous maybe coming out.
Yeah, well, she's been to a Youth World Championships, but this is a step up from that. Well, here we go.
She's been to 2 Youth World Championships. So, Senakova from Slovakia, 87 kilograms.
Well, she had 97
as a start weight.
Yeah. So unless that was an error entered. She's pulled that down 10 kilos.
Second attempt to the snatch. For the United States
Yeah, well,
of America,
she did
Shriver.
register a snatch of 94 kilos at the European Championships just 6 weeks ago, so 87 makes much more sense as a starting weight, not 97.
It does. I'm trying to not get too excited about the prospects now of young Kana.
Why? You think she might be a chance here?
Well, all of a sudden there's people dropping out, there's people coming down. Certainly just in this initial snatch, she's or has been a strong snatcher.
So Shriver, second attempt at 87 kilos. Lost that to the left again, didn't she?
Yeah, it seemed this time to be there overhead, but when she went to stand up, everything came forward and she lost control. So
see if we can pick up what went wrong here.
Again, just as she landed, it was coming. So it's that right side she needs to really finish up on.
New Zealand girl.
Yeah, it looks like Richie's put her up to 90 kilos.
Yeah, so she's got a bit of a weight. She actually got Naren Hongbol and Mahmoud ahead of her. Only 2 lifts on the board at the moment. Senakova with 87 kilos.
Well, I think the thinking there will be Shriver, regardless, is coming out here, or I think she'll be coming out with 87, and then Senakova's not going to stay at 88, probably move to 90. So if things do unfold like that, Kana will be the lifter out after Shriver.
Well, let's hope Athena Shriver can...
She's changed her approach.
Certainly has, hasn't she? No waving of the hands. I think a bit of relief there. Very, very different body language between that first and third lift, wasn't there, coming out?
It was. It was real intent there from that third one, and it landed right in the middle. We'll see on the replay. That left side that had been out in front, this time right where it needs to be. Shouldn't even have to move.
Okay, so a little bit of commentary box interest here. Andrews Nahu from New Zealand. See Shriver there. She'll be very relieved to get on the board.
This will be the first attempt from New Zealand.
Very important to register a total if you can, because as we've seen with in the men's 96, we had 2 athletes miss all their attempts in the snatch and 1 miss all their attempts in the clean and jerk, so it can really open the field up, can't it?
Absolutely. So here we go with Kana's opener. The same weight that she opened on in Darwin at the Arafura Games.
That's a bit rough. New Zealand athlete coming out to the strains of Down Under in the background. Anyway, Andrews Nahu, 90 kilos, her first lift in the snatch. Women 76 kilos.
It's a good opener.
Yep, she's happy with that.
Yeah. Richie there will be really stoked with the way she started there. Now she's in the game.
Yeah, well, she's actually put herself in first place at the moment, which, as we know, getting a good solid lift on the board early, especially as we've had one of the athletes drop out here, so we're down to 7. So this is Narin from Turkey. No, well, that's a bit of a surprise. She's coming off a first place in the Youth World Championships earlier this year. Lift of 96 kilos, a feat that she repeated at the European Championship. So you would have expected her to get that comfortably.
Yeah, 96 the last 2 competitions. Well, it's a new day, new venue.
New day, new venue, long way to travel. We've actually seen some of the European lifters, you know, look a bit maybe tired, a little slow. Some of them maybe a little affected by the heat. It's been very warm here, very humid.
Yeah, and always travelling, you know, west to east is tough on the body clock. So and she's coming out reasonably soon after that first one. Often in the snatch that can work in your favour. You're not dwelling on things too much and you make the necessary adjustment.
It strikes me as more of an instinctive move than the clean and jerk. Is that a reasonable observation?
Yeah, and it's something that you certainly don't want to start overthinking. I mean, we saw the difference with Schreiber. There we go.
Well, we've seen that look a number of times, haven't we? That look of kind of just, why the hell did that take me 2 lifts?
Yeah. Yeah, it puts her, you know, behind the 8 ball. She's only got 1 attempt, so the coach has got to be really careful with what they select.
Yeah, they'll want to wait as long as they can here to put her in a position, knowing that she's had those 2 96-kilo lifts. She can probably come over the top of a few lifters here. So our final, or our penultimate competitor, Hongbo from Korea.
5 athletes here competing for 3 medals, so it'll be down to who holds their nerve.
Well, she's looked the most convincing of them all so far, hasn't she?
Oh, well, Kana was pretty
Kana was
strong,
great, of course,
to be
yeah,
fair. But yeah, those 2, although having said that, Naren was very, very strong on that second one. Just hop back a little bit, but
little step forward to balance. So we're going to see Senakova here for her second lift. Still waiting on Mahmoud from Egypt, who looks to be really the one to beat. Senakova from Slovakia, 91 kilos on the bar, her second lift in the women's 76 kilogram Group A snatch.
She might have hurt herself.
Hurt her hand there, so this could open up the competition even more. Like a bit of blood there too. She might have ripped off a pre-existing wound. I'm sure she's got a little bit of red on her hand there. We might be able to see that out the back after looking at this replay, whether she's got a bit of blood on her hand.
At the top. I think it's her tape that's the red thing. But she's certainly in a bit of discomfort.
She's not happy. No, you're right, that's the tape. I thought it was blood, but she's being examined by the doctor now.
Yeah, Dr. Durr there from Luxembourg.
Is that a prescribed medical treatment to slap on the shoulder?
Oh, there we go, bit of magic spray.
Yeah, that's what you need.
So she's got to go straight back out, which is good.
She does. Well, as you say, sometimes you can overthink the snatch, and a bit of quick treatment and back out there, and it's going to help her.
Egypt have come down.
Well, she doesn't need to start at 95, really, does she, considering what we're seeing posted here?
No, but, you know, if you're confident with that opener, you'd go out and do it, so...
Maybe there was a bit of bluff from the Egyptians.
We'll see if Seneca ever can put that last lift out of her mind. She couldn't.
No. Well, she'll end with an 87 kilograms, so starting to open up a bit further, isn't it? Got Huang Bo in first place with a lift of 91. New Zealander Andrews Nahu.
Yeah, well, it's who's going to blink first there. There's 4 athletes and there's 3 medals. Now, by virtue of doing it first, Kana will hang on to 3rd spot, even if Mahmood is successful with 93.
So seeing Mahmood for the first time, and I wonder whether, given how close this is getting, that Narin's going to regret that miss at 90 at the start. Doesn't give her much room to move, does it?
No, it doesn't. So she's got to be really careful what she selects as her 3rd.
So seeing Mahmood here from Egypt for the first time. She's got 93 kilos on the bar. This will put her in first place.
Oh.
Okay. Now we see why she waited.
Yeah, very strong.
Very strong. Straight into first place there.
All right.
New Zealand girl remains in second as by virtue of lifting that.
Yeah. No, 3rd now. She'll go to 3rd. Computer didn't refresh, did it?
Okay, yeah, because we've got Huang Bo at 91, but she'll stay ahead of Narin. So there's our leader, and here's our lifter.
Yeah, Patterson's gone 94. I think she'll take that. And I think we'll say the Korean move up. So I think Kana will be next out.
So the call is on Narin at 93.
93 kilos on the bar, 3rd attempt, to be followed by Andrews Nahu, New Zealand. She wants more.
She's moved up now, Narin. So sitting up the back of the...
Well, she's got to roll the dice. I think we'll see Kana come out and take this 94. And this will really put her in a strong position if she can be successful here. It's very focused.
So a couple of the other Kiwi lifters lifted earlier in the day in here to give us support. So
Yeah,
Kana Andrews Nahu.
Kana's the last of our athletes to take the platform. Yeah, good girl.
Well, she's put herself right in the mix now. She's in first place for the moment.
Yeah, that was very good. Very good. This is reminiscent of how she snatched earlier in the year at our domestic competition, Auckland Championships, where she actually snatched 100 kilograms. So, albeit slightly heavier than this, but she's looking very good.
Okay, so we're back with the Korean, Huang Bo. She's also at 94 kilos, currently in third place. This will put her into second.
quite happy with that call as well. No.
You're happy with the 94 call?
Yeah, because Kane has already lifted it, so
yeah,
Korea here couldn't overtake her.
No, it's a strange move, really, isn't it? I mean, she's basically putting her in a silver medal position and leaving her exposed to drop down to a bronze medal if Mahmood or Narin comes over the top.
Well, surely Narin won't take 94. I mean, I hope she does, but I'm sure she'll move to 95.
Well, you wouldn't think she would. I mean, she's lifted 96 kilos this year a couple of times, so.
Oh, she's going to take it.
She's taking 94.
This is outstanding.
Is there some sort of inquiry we need to launch here? They're all doing their best to hand a medal to your
I couldn't
girl.
have written the script any better at this stage.
No, she's moved up. She's moved up.
So surely.
I think you gave away the punchline then. Well, although Huang Bo hasn't moved up, so.
No, so if she takes this, and regardless, it'll guarantee Kana a snatch medal. Oh no, she has moved up. Okay.
3 athletes going for this weight. Up first, Dilera Narin, 95 kilos. This will be for 30 to 10.
Okay, so Narin will take this. This will put her in first place temporarily, but we're still waiting on Mahmood, who's got the call at 97. Narin from Turkey.
That's a good lift. Just puts the pressure on a little bit.
Well, that takes her now into first place, Narin.
I'm sure Richie will shift this up.
Well, you'd want to force Huang Bo to lift first, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. He's moved it to 96.
95 kilos.
Yeah, just a question of what the Korean does here.
Well, it leaves. No, she's. Okay. I think Richie will go to 97. He's only got one more change, so whatever he locks in here. Yeah, the phone's rung. So 97, I'm thinking, is what he would have moved it to. Yeah.
Loaders, 96 kilos still. Thank you.
So this is an ideal scenario for the young New Zealand athlete, Andrews Nahu. He's currently in second in the snatch. First place, Narin. So Huang Bo really put a cat amongst the pigeons with a successful lift here. She's had one at 91, miss at 94, but this to take her to the outright lead in the snatch and the gold medal.
No, fantastic.
So
medal.
that will leave her in fourth place. And that's going to mean your girl's going to get a medal. She's guaranteed a medal now. Just a question of what colour. So there's a bit of a battle now between Andrews Nahu and Mahmood, who admittedly has a lift up her sleeve though.
Well, so I think Richie's run out of changes. He declared 95, moved it to 96, and then moved it to 97. So regardless here, Kana will be snatching for a silver if Mahmood is successful.
Yeah, it's a very strong lift. So that's our gold medalist.
Floaters 97 kilos once again. Kenya Andrews Naidu, New Zealand, final attempt in the snatch.
Question here of whether Andrews Nahu can leapfrog Narin.
No, he had one. He had one more change, didn't he?
She's gone up. Yeah. So. Okay, so.
Oh, he must have declared. So 94, automatic increment 95, declared 96, changed to 97, and then 98 was his final change. So he's done that well, Richie.
So this gives her a chance for a gold medal here. Andrews Nahu, this would better a lift at the Arafura Games.
Oh, she only snatched 90, Arafura.
Yeah, so well and truly.
This will be a personal best for this bodyweight class. She's done it. She's done it.
Well, that puts her in the gold medal position, and a nice little jig there for the crowd.
That's an outstanding lift.
Very happy coaching staff from New Zealand. Very happy co-commentator here. Not that we're favouring any athlete in particular, but it's hard to put aside some loyalties.
That was excellent.
So that's a personal best, certainly in this weight category for Andrews Nahu, and she's the gold medal now, and she's really thrown the gauntlet down to Mahmood. As they say, 51's a wasted effort, 49's a wasted year. She's just taking the 1 kilo. That's all she needs to secure the gold here.
Nice. She's missed it.
Lost it. Gold medal there.
Gold medal, mate.
I believe your phrase at the beginning of this was sneak in for a medal, maybe, but...
Well, couldn't have scripted any better.
Done a little better than that.
The Red Sea parted for us.
It really did.
That's the first ever gold medal at any level of World Championships for a New Zealand athlete.
Really?
We had two silver medals.
They managed those numbers really well, didn't they, to put her in a great position. You thought they'd run out of changes, but he had one left up his sleeve.
Yeah, Richie's, that's a real strength of his, and yeah, he played that as good as he could. Gainer executed as she needed on the platform, and everyone else couldn't quite hit the numbers they were hoping for.
Well, so this is the first lift here, the final half of the final session of a big day's weightlifting here at Fiji's National Gymnasium, and we've got Jakilla Mao from Nauru. Very competent lift there.
Good lift, Mo 85 kilos, lowers 86 kilos, please.
So that equals her lift at the Arafura Games.
Okay.
Albeit in a slightly lighter class. She's lifted in the 71 kilogram class there and stuck in for a fifth there. So she's had a good day. She's bettered her lift in the snatch with a 73, and so far equalled her lift with a clean and jerk. So what's the philosophy with a really young athlete like this? Probably only second real international meet of any description. Just get her through, don't stress her too much with the weights.
Yeah, that's it. They'll be looking the Nauruans for a 6 out of 6 or 5 out of 6 performance, build that experience. I'm sure she'll be attending the Pacific Games next month as well. So it's just a real chance to gain that experience, much like you know, Kane has done over the last 4 or 5 years.
Of course, we do have the Pacific Games coming up in Samoa, so there'll be another opportunity in a very short space of time for some of these young Pacific Islander lifters to get even more international experience. Mao comes up onto the stage for her second lift in the clean and jerk. First attempt at 90 kilos. She's been very solid through those.
She has. And bearing in mind, this 16 years of age, she's looking very confident.
Yeah. She's up on the numbers in both the snatch and the clean and jerk from the Arafura Games, so I'll be quite happy with that. Put on a decent bit of size in the time between the Arafura Games. Weighing in at 75.7 here. She only tipped the scales at 70.45 a couple of months ago in Darwin, so she's been doing some work.
Yeah.
Very relaxed there, keeping hydrated, very warm here in the gymnasium at the National Gymnasium in the capital of the islands of Fiji, Suva. First Pacific nation to host a world championship of any level. So the young Korean athlete there, Hwang Bo. Oh, we see, just draw your attention that Chen's pulled out. So
yes, which we sort of thought was going to happen.
Yeah. So we only assume that that's an injury issue, probably, but don't really know for sure with that. But so we're down to a group of 7 here, and effectively in terms of the medals, we're down to a group of 6 because Tequila Mao's not really in medal contention here.
No. No, something would have to go very wrong for her to all of a sudden.
Or very right. But she's got 95 kilos here for her third lift.
Not quite.
No. A little bit beyond it, but that's a very impressive performance from a 16-year-old here at probably only her second major international championship. She's lifting in the A division of the 76 women's kilogram class. She's gone 5 from 6 and posted a total of 163 kilos. So she's improved by 8 kilos on the Arafura Games, so that's a great sign.
Yeah, that's it. I'm sure the Nauru and team will be happy with that. Nice little progression, and again, if she can continue that next month.
So we're seeing the girl from Slovakia emerge. Senakova had a bit of a torrid time in the snatch. Looks pretty good at 87, but then failed to make 91 kilos twice. We've got a start weight here of 107 kilograms. So Nicola Senakova from Slovakia. First lift in the women's clean and jerk. 76 kilos, 107 kilos on the bar. Wait on the judges there. 3 white lights, so everyone's happy with that.
I was just scanning the noticed as well, Naren is actually the current youth world record holder in the clean and jerk at 129 kilos. So clearly the Turkish girl is going to be a force in this part of the competition.
Well, she's got an entry weight of 120 kilograms, so expect her to really push through the numbers and get up into those top three.
So I think we're going to see Kana coming out on 109 kilos.
So a little bit of jockeying here. Senakova's moved up from 107 to 112. So Andrews Nahu will step onto the platform for her first attempt in the clean and jerk. What's her strength, the snatch or the clean and jerk?
Yeah, well, her best clean and jerk 120, her best snatch 100, but not done together. So, you know, capable in both. It's about putting together a complete competition, and this would be a great place to do it. There's a good strong opener.
Yeah, and that's important. As we saw in the snatch, important to get a lift on the board early, establish a total.
That's the thing, and just watch the replay. Nice strong clean. Just takes the time. And puts the jerk away nicely.
So Shriver from the US, she had a bit of a torrid time in the snatch, didn't she? She really took a while to get her head together. Coming out with the slightly, oh, okay, she's shifted there into the slightly more aggressive body language, but there's a real difference between her first and third snatch as to how she approached the bow. We're back to the mystical waving of the arms. This didn't work for her all that well in the snatch, but we'll see how it goes here. She's up nicely there.
Yeah, far more comfortable.
So magic hands worked that time.
I mean, part of obviously her routine. She's got things that she goes through, and yep, it's not maybe conventional, but it's a routine that helps her get into the headspace where she needs to be, and much better with a clean and jerk. Nice solid clean, and certainly put the jerk away. Yeah, nice powerful jerk.
Yeah, so she was much happier with that. Took a while to really just kind of find a rhythm with the snatch, but she did register a lift of 87 kilograms. So she's, you know, with a bit of luck, she's still in the hunt for an overall medal. Huang Bo, 110 kilos. Hard work through there. So we have a new leader.
No, this will be second. Shriver obviously did it first, so. Oh, you mean total?
Oh, no, sorry,
no.
Yes, I was looking at Andrews Nahu on 109. So Shriver's in first place.
Yeah.
And Huang Bo, (110) as we're seeing her finish off with a very nice jerk there.
Floaters 111 kilos. Andrew Snatch moved up. 111 kilos.
I think we'll see Senakova come out next.
Korea, second attempt. Semichova next.
So Andrews know who's gone up to 113. Shriver's gone up to 113 as well. We've still got Senakova from Slovakia. She's also moved up to 113, as has Wang Bo.
I think Senakova is who we'll see next.
So a fair bit of movement. Still 2 lifters yet to step onto the platform, but Senakova, let's hope she can.
113 kilos, Semichova.
There we go. I think Richie will move to 114. That's the total required for Kana to qualify for the Senior World Championships later in September. I think that'll be her next lift.
So at the moment we're with Nikola Senakova from Slovakia, 113 kilos, her second lift in the women's clean and jerk. Successful at 107 with her first lift. No, well, she's replicating her performance in the snatch with a reasonably strong opening and then unable to back it up. So she's made a big jump from 107 to 103, so she's going to have to think through what to do here strategically.
Yeah, I think the Americans have burned the clock here. Yeah, 114. Yeah, the phone just called. So Shriver moves up.
Shriver's moved up. 113 kilos, second attempt. Republic of Korea. Hong Bo Yo-jin.
Two very different athletes there. One having a good listen to her music and getting into it, and Kana very focused.
Bo's moved up. 113 kilos. Nikola Semichova, Slovakia. Third attempt. Andrews Nahu next.
So it looks like we're going to have Senachova here. She'll be the second of our athletes to finish out, while leaving 5 remaining just to battle it out for the medals.
And I think with Naren and Mahmood battling it out for first and second in the clean and jerk.
Anything can happen.
Didn't we just see that?
We saw that in the snatch. So Senakova, women's 76 kilo group A, and she's got 113 kilos on the bar in the clean and jerk, her third and final lift. Well, she's replicated her performance in the snatch in the clean and jerk. She only gets 1 lift away in both of them. And she's currently in 4th place, but I can't see her staying there, but she'll post a total of 194 kilos for the competition. So after all that back and forth, changes of weights.
Yeah, so this is an important lift for Kana, not only for this particular competition where it would put her back in the lead for now, it would also qualify her for for the Senior World Championships later in the year.
So a fair bit riding on this lift, but she does have this and one other lift up her sleeve.
Quite get the timing there, but has to be patient. She certainly was.
See the smile on her face as soon as she hit the top with that. She knew she had it, didn't she?
That's it. So that's a big lift. That's you know, really the medal's an absolute bonus. It's a great bonus. But now she can relax, and Richie can have a bit of fun chasing a clean and jerk, and also a total medal.
Yeah, we see here at the replay, she just really got that bar up nice and high, and once she got it to there, you see the smile go across the face, and she knows she's in control. So Huang Bo, she also had a bit of rough time in the snatch. Only one successful lift.
We'll take him on 14. Making some good calls for us, our coaches.
Yeah, well, this will put Huang Bo in second place. Same thing. Exactly a replica of the snatch, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if she stays true to form to that, we'll see her maybe move up to 116.
She's hurt herself as well. She's hurt herself. I don't know if she'll come back out. She's hurt her knee.
Yeah, we hope that she hope that she's okay, but she actually does look in a bit of pain there, doesn't she? Maybe see what's being worked on there with the knee. She's a little uncomfortable. Getting some. She's got the doctor coming over.
Boulders 115 kilos. Humbo's moved up.
Yeah.
Well, she had to do that, really, didn't she?
Yeah, it needs to buy some time so she can give it a little bit of treatment.
Okay, now I'll be interested to see how Shriver goes. She's a bit indifferent in the snatch, but seems to be starting to walk into. Now she's got the really purposeful stride out.
Yeah, we'll see if she goes through the same platform routine.
Eyes closed. She'll pause here.
Couple of stomps.
Yep, deep breath, swivel. Goes very much at right angles.
There we go.
Yep, in she goes. Little fairy dust coming up. There we go. Well, that worked for her last time. She was really focused. So, as you say, it's an unusual routine, but
she had a strong jerk first time. Let's see if it's there again. Oh.
No lift for Shriver, 115 kilos. Floaters, please, 115 kilos once again. Andrews. Nahu. Andrews Nahu next, 115 kilos.
so watch where her back foot goes here. Can't really quite
Republic of Korea.
get under it, but it's got one more chance there.
The back foot went back and just slipped a little bit, but the bar was forward.
115 kilos. Humbo Yeonjin, Republic of Korea, final attempt. Shriver, USA next.
President of Fiji Weightlifting just wandering past our commentary position, looking very pleased with proceedings. Very happy with one of the medals going to a regional country. New Zealand very much part of the Oceania region. So Huang Bo, so really getting right down to the business end of most of these lifters, although we're still waiting for Narind and Mahmood. But Huang Bo, oh, she's gutsed her way through that.
She really has. No.
No, I don't think they're happy with that. No.
No win. Humbo Young Chin, 150
That's a pity for her. She's very emotional out the back there too, I think. You'll see if we can see her coming through.
Athena Shriver, United States of America.
Yeah, I think she's really upset. She might have hurt herself a bit with that knee coming off, and that was a gutsy effort.
It really was. Didn't think she'd come out, let alone clean it, and actually got very, very close.
Yeah.
Just couldn't quite lock out that right arm.
So her last lift in the competition, Shriver. She got through that nicely.
Oh, she's held it, I think.
Oh, she's pumped with that.
Well, it puts her in the, gold medal position for the clean and jerk at this stage.
Yeah, 115. She's in the gold medal position there, and it gives her a chance. I mean, we've still got 2 lifters yet to start.
This is her 3rd attempt at the clean and jerk. She'll be followed by
Well, this is the right call from Rich.
Go for the 116.
Yeah, it would secure bronze medal in the clean and jerk, and well, she's already secured now a bronze medal in the total, assuming, and it's always dangerous too, that the Egyptian and the Turk don't make any mistakes with their clean and jerk. So this would be for a 6 out of 6, and just about the perfect performance for Kana as well. Up.
Oh, no, she just can't do it. It's a great performance, though, for her. Really great performance there from Andrews Nahu. 18-year-old from New Zealand, so she's secured a gold medal in the snatch. She's currently in 2nd place in the clean and jerk, but we still have 2 athletes who are yet to lift. We see Mahmood's come down there from 120, so she's going to enter a bit lower than she put up before. But I mean, she will definitely end up with a bronze overall, won't she? Too.
Yeah. So that's two medals. So it's just absolutely fantastic, and qualification for senior world. So as I say, she's really done well.
And that's significantly up on her total from the Arafura Games too.
Yeah.
So that's great. That's 11 kilo increase there. Oh, that right elbow's a bit soft.
I don't think she's got that.
Yeah. Oh. We've got to see that from front on, because I would have, my inexperienced eye would have.
Jury.
So we've got a jury stop here. If we can see the front on.
Cyrilak Tatman, president of the jury, was very quick to get involved there. She's brought the 3 referees around. That right arm.
Yeah, I mean, look at that.
Yeah, and she never has the bar under control. I mean, to be fair, I think she looked very powerful. It's not something that she can't correct, but I'll be very surprised if they allow this to go.
Yeah, well, as you noted, they were very quick to intervene there, weren't they? Bit of hand waving there, a bit of gesticulating. There's a bit of argument going on there.
Yom Dong-shil, the Korean referee, he's very adamant that she had the bar under control before the referees are trying to suggest that she started rotating after she had control of the bar.
Yeah, see the referee in front there looking at the... We might see if we can have a look at that replay again from the front.
So what they...
So she gets up right here.
Yeah, so my interpretation of what I'm seeing is we'll see her make the jerk. So everything's all right here. So she's right over on that feet.
Then the right foot goes.
And then it comes together. Now the referees are saying that's it. At that point, she had control of the bar. And then it starts to rotate.
And that's when the arm bends after that. Is that what they're arguing?
So that's what the referees are saying. And in slow motion, it looks like she does, but you play it at real time. I don't know, Yon might have convinced them there. Continue the competition.
The lift has been accepted. It is a good lift.
There you go. He's had a win there.
Yeah.
So you've read that very well then. Yeah. Is that how you would have called it as a referee in that?
Well, I'm not a referee, but having watched clearly a lot of lifting, with the benefit of the video replay, which we do now have, I can see what they're saying. That in that split second, she had enough control, and then the bar got away. That's what makes refereeing so tough. You watch lift after lift after lift, and everyone is very different. I can accept that call, having watched that replay. I mean, live, I thought no, press out, but having seen it, and there were some white lights on the jury lights as well, which suggests that, you know, again, the jury weren't unanimous that it was a no lift.
Yeah, maybe that depended on exactly the perspective of the juries. So we've had a little delay there for technical inquiry, which has gone in favour of Mahmood at 117 kilos. So that actually puts her into first place.
So very academic if Mahmood goes on, but here we go with Noreen.
Okay, so a little chink here.
No lift. Dilada Nane, 122 kilos. Stay with 122
So the
kilos.
Andrews Nahu from New Zealand still hanging on to third position.
Second at the moment.
Third in the clean and jerk.
Third,
She's second overall.
Yeah, I've moved to that one now.
Yes. This looks like you know, Shriver's in the silver medal position here.
Currently in the clean and jerk, yeah.
Yeah, so she may be lucky enough to hold on for a medal there. And
well, there's a long way to go. I mean, Noreen did that with her first snatch and then came back and smoked the second one. So
she did. That's very true. She was pretty shabby in that first snatch and anything but in the second. So let's see how Mahmood goes here at 122 kilos. Okay, she's lost the bandage at the back there.
That was a much better lift. Yeah.
Now, so from my perspective, her elbow was bent again there. We can see that from front on. I wonder if that's just as far as it goes.
Well, I think that's probably her lockout, yeah. Very difficult to tell as well with the undergarment, but
so we might have to come back to a replay of that, but we've got Noreen now. This is her second lift. So Mahmood's just extended her lead with that. She hasn't really changed the order of anyone, so Noreen can do that here.
Oh, she's in trouble now.
She's in trouble now.
Go with lowers 122 one more time, please.
And the great.
So it really just comes down to this lift from Narin. I mean, Mahmood's got a lift up her sleeve, but that's academic in terms of the placings.
Yeah, Narin would have to go to 125 to take the total lead. I mean, 122 is only silver in any case.
Seeing the Egyptian girl, he might keep an eye on that right arm, just see if that's. Yeah, that's got to be a limitation of hers, isn't it? Because that's not straight.
I think that's a lockout.
So this is going to
determine whether or not we pick up 3 medals. So she's certainly got it within her, this girl. It's now can she execute?
Oh, she's halfway. Well, there goes your girl's bronze medal in the clean and jerk, but she's going to end up with a bronze medal in the total, and Shriver will end up with the bronze medal in the clean and jerk. And Shriver will drop back to 4th overall. So we've got our medalists sorted out now. It's just a question of how high Mahmood's going to go.
And whether she even takes it.
$122 is what she lifted at the African Championships.
I don't think she's going to come out. She's sitting out here. I think she's done.
You think she's done? Yeah.
She's done. She did what she needed to do.
So she lifted 114 kilos in the clean and jerk. Not enough for a medal, but enough for a qualification for the Senior World Championships later this year. She managed to sneak into 3rd place and pick up a total bronze medal. So you're very happy there. So, Simon, you must be very pleased with that outcome tonight.
Yeah, that was exceptional, Tim. And in the way the competition panned out, looking even a little bit better towards the end, but look, that's exceeded our expectations coming in. That I spoke to Richie just before the competition started, and you know, we were both saying if we can sneak into contention with that snatch. Well, she didn't just sneak, she put a big foot stomp on it. So that was outstanding. It will give her a world of confidence going back home to get into her next phase of training before we head over to Apia in Samoa in a little under a month for our next big competition.
Yeah, that of course being the South Pacific Games being held in Samoa in July. We're just a few minutes away from the medal presentation here. Keep in mind we've got a shorter day of competition tomorrow. The program doesn't begin until 4 p.m. If you're tuning in, we're going live again on Fiji TV, and we'll begin that program straight A's now for the rest of the championships. Start with the women's 81 kilograms at 4 o'clock, and we follow on there at 6 o'clock with the men's 102 kilograms. So that's what we've got to look forward to tomorrow, June 6th. That will be day 6 of competition here. See the traditional Fijian warrior who will lead the women out for their medals.
do the medals and the flag and everything, and then I might say, well, just before we go, let's have a look at the medal table. Yeah, is that good? Yeah,
To the 2 medals, or 2 gold medals that she's picked up. And the athletes are about to make their way into the gymnasium. And they 4 medalists in total. So just looking briefly ahead to tomorrow, Simon. Got the women's 81 kilo and the men's 102, so we're really starting to get up in the weights, aren't we?
Yeah, the 81 kilo class is not an Olympic class, so it'll be interesting to see what the overall standard is there. But there's a chance of another Oceania medal with Sivi Patello from Samoa in that class. So we've got a home athlete as well, Fijian, who's not got a big entry total, but will be gaining some valuable experience. And in the men's 102s, we're going to still see some really big weights, I suggest.
Yeah, well, the Georgian and the Iranians will be very big lifters tomorrow as we turn our attention now to the medal presenters. Margareta Leona, President of Fiji Association of the National Olympic Committee, Charlene Nand, Director of the Medical Services for this Junior World Cup, and Dr. Dominic Dorr from Luxembourg, who we have seen treating a number of the athletes in the training room. He is a IWF Medical Committee member. So Margareta Leona, President of Fiji Association of the National Olympic Committee, presenting the bronze medal to Narin from Turkey. Rania Mohammed Azat Mahmoud from Egypt, silver medal, and there'll be a big cheer here going around this stadium. I can see about 20 or 30 cameras up. So not quite a local, but pretty close to being a local, as Margareta Leona from Fiji's National Olympic Committee presents Kana Shanil Andrews Nahu with her gold medal.
The bronze medalist with a result of 150 kilos, representing the United States of America, Athena Shriver.
So Athena Shriver, probably not her greatest competition, struggled a little bit going through the snatch, ended up finishing 11 kilos behind the winner. But she found her way to a medal, and Dilara Narin also picked up 3 medals. She wins silver here with a lift of 122.
Gold medal representing Egypt with a result of 122 kilos, Nadia Mohammed Azat Mahmoud.
Nadia Mohammed Azat Mahmoud, her second medal for the night and her first gold medal. These medals, of course, being presented by Charlene Nunn, Director of the Medical Services here at the Junior World Championships.
Now, the medalists for the total. Bronze medalist with a total of 212 kilos, representing New Zealand, Kenya Andrew Snapu.
So great effort from Andrews Nahu to secure a bronze in the total. She finished with a total of 212 kilos. Her medal presented there by Dr. Dominique Dor from Luxembourg. He's an IWF Medical Committee member. Three medals for Dilara Narin. 2 silver and a bronze, and a silver here in the overall. And 3 medals also for Rania Mohammed Azad Mahmood. Really strong performance from her. Didn't even bother to take her last lift once she'd secured the gold medal in clean and jerk and the total. And we'll pause now for the national anthem of Egypt, the second time this evening. After Egypt also won a medal in the men's 96 kilo class. So that concludes our program for tonight. And just before we leave you this evening, as we watch the medalists celebrate, we'll have a look at where the medal table is. Women's medal tally here. China on top with 4 medals there, so Vietnam have a gold and a silver. The US a gold and a bronze. Egypt a gold. 2 medals to Turkey, silver medals, and 3